The most famous, enthusiast-loved Mazda of all time has, okay, so not the Miata, forget the Miata. The next most famous, enthusiast-loved, okay, not the RX-7, forget the RX-7. The third most famous, enthusiast-loved Mazda has got to be the Mazdaspeed 3. It was an excellent hot hatch when it wasn't trying to torque steer you into a wall, and now Mazda has slapped a turbo badge on their current hatchback, the Mazda 3, and they've called it the Mazda 3 Turbo. It's not a Mazdaspeed 3, they say, and I say that's a good thing, because it's better. Before we get into the details on this particular car, if you want to see more videos and car reviews like this, click the link below to subscribe. And for a cash offer on your car today, go to edmunds.com/sellmycar. The normal 3 is available with either 155 or 186 horsepower. But now, Mazda has added a turbocharged 2.5-liter engine, borrowing it from bigger Mazda vehicles like the CX-5. It puts out 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque on 93 octane gas. If, like us, you're in a state with only 91 octane, you get 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. That's still strong, but is it better than any Speed 3? In terms of price and performance, the Turbo 3 competes against vehicles like the Subaru WRX and the Volkswagen Golf GTI. It straddles a line, though, in between less expensive and slower vehicles like the Civic Sport, but it's not quite as fast as something like the Civic Type R. Thankfully, to offset the high price of the Turbo 3, it has got one of the nicest interiors in the class. It's extremely well built. It's almost minimalist on the dashboard. There are great buttons, lots of awesome materials in here, and it feels borderline luxury, which is why, for the money, I think it's a great competitor for vehicles like the Mercedes A220 or the Audi A3. Those are entry-level luxury vehicles that you're going to get less standard equipment on until you start adding up the options, but you're going to get a similar vibe on the interior. Really, if you took the Mazda badges off, I'd think this was a luxury hatchback. So with all that torque and all-wheel drive, is the Mazda 3 Turbo faster? Well, compared to the standard Mazda 3, it blows the doors off. It's no competition. And even the upgraded powertrain with 186 horsepower is faster than that one. And compared to the old Speed 3, that's where things get closer. But this current version of the Turbo 3 is still faster. 0 to 60, quarter mile, it's faster off the line, and you have the added benefit of using all-wheel drive for not just launching in a street race or at the drag strip, which is the only place you should race, but you get all-weather capability too, which is great. And I think this 2.5-liter engine is actually a little bit underdeveloped. There's some potential that's waiting here. I would love to slap some bronze aftermarket wheels and some sticky tires on this car and take it out to a track day. It seems like it would be a riot to drive really, really fast. Now, I've taken it around the Edmunds test track and I've taken it to B roads that are really great to drive in my area, and I really love the way the steering and the handling feels. It's sharp, it's direct, it doesn't have a lot of body roll, but this Turbo 3 is a little bit more hardcore than the standard version, so does it lose any comfort? No, it's still just as refined, just as easy to drive as the standard 3, and you get a little bit of throaty turbo noise from under the hood. It really is a pleasure out on the road and a vehicle that you can live with easily on a daily basis that offers a lot more performance than the standard variant. Compared to the old Mazda 3, this one is so much easier to drive too. We looked at our test notes from the 2010 Mazdaspeed 3, and our test driver had the same thing to say every time he took it out on track, which is that it was a nightmare to launch. You had to match the RPMs correctly and get the wheel spin just right, otherwise it would bog down off the line. And really, this one you just press the throttle and go. I would really love to own one of these and modify it, make it my own, tint the windows and put bronze aftermarket wheels and sticky tires on it. take it to the track and see what it's really like to drive at the limit. And there are few cars that I can say that about. At Edmunds, we test and review hundreds of cars every year, so it's hard to find the cross-access of something that's attainable and desirable, but this Mazda 3 Turbo is definitely on that short list. So, is the Mazda 3 Turbo the Mazdaspeed 3 for 2021? Not really, but it's better than that. It's more refined, it's easier to drive, and it's grown up. It's matured with the segment around it. All the other compact sedans and hatchbacks are more grown up these days than they were a decade ago. So you want your Mazda 3 Turbo to be shoutier? Well, go out and buy a shouty exhaust. You want it to attract more attention? Well, then paint it a bright color, put big wheels on it, do body underglow. I'm here for all that stuff. But if the real reason you want a Mazdaspeed 3 is because you just like that emblem on the back, well, you can do what I did and go on eBay. For a cash offer on your car today, go to edmunds.com/sellmycar. For more information on the Mazda 3 Turbo and all its competitors, click the link in the description below. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.